What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the improbable Raiders rebuild. We pulled off something nobody expected, an 11-6 season, despite losing Jimmy Garoppolo at times, despite everybody thinking this team was going to go in the trash. And we have a difficult road playoff game at the Buffalo Bills. If this resulted in a playoff victory, that would be just a continuation of the surprise. You know, we'll see about this offseason. This very well could be a team that we need to look at and say, this could be the, 2023 version of the New York Giants or the Minnesota Vikings from 2022. And we shouldn't be overly optimistic and still treat this as a rebuild. But, let's see how this thing goes. We are going to carry on with our playage as such. Let's do our strategy and upgrades first, however. So it is going to be Josh Allen, I would imagine, even though it says Kyle Allen there. We want to defend the deep pass. There he is, Josh Allen with the bazooka. And then for us, let's do the only thing we know how to do right now, and that is run the ball inside. This is a hungry Bills team that is not going to want us to just come into their house and kick our ass. So it should be a fascinating one. Let's do these upgrades. Josh Jacobs, what a contract extension this was for him. Truly putting this team on his back. He gets another stiff arm and a trucking. He's up to 99 break tackle with the morale boost. Just 25 years old. Love that for him. And then Max Crosby just continues to be that alpha rusher here for us. What a season Max Crosby had. Making the Pro Bowl, his third Pro Bowl, and just a all-pro caliber pass rusher for us, really. Michael Mayer, nice rookie season for us. He's getting better. Tyree Wilson, a surprisingly solid season for us. Whoa, I don't know what that is.
Thanks, EA.
God, that's terrifying. When they said he was a two-way pass rusher, I don't think that's what they meant. Man, a lot of upgrades here. Amik Robertson, Zamir White, who definitely came in, got some nice relief pitcher carries for us. We'll do his power back boost. Nice 2 strength. Tyler Hall, the young slot corner, gets a +2 overall from this one. 3-man coverage. You love to see it. And let's auto the rest of these. So let's do it. We get the opening drive of both halves. We get to play the moments in between those and the final 2 minutes of the game. Josh McDaniels, Jimmy Garoppolo, such pleasant surprises on the season. Really the theme of this early stage of the rebuild. Let's see if we can get it to end in a happy ending that only Deshaun Watson could be proud of. So 1st and 10, Josh Allen with Nyheim Hines in the backfield. No injury for him in this world. Nothing easy here, guys. We got Byron Young up in there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stephon Diggs working. Marcus Peters there. Good play call to stay aggressive on 2nd down. Peters taking out his aggressiveness on Nyheim Hines' knees. Those poor knees, just there's some kind of a partially tasteless ACL joke involved there that I couldn't come up with on the fly. Wheel route. Oh, 39. That's Nate Hobbs, who just got a contract extension from us, I believe. If my memory serves me well. Making plays. We got a big 3rd down here. All right, we're going to double Stephon Diggs. Trayvon Merrick's going to shade over. They run it. Oh, it's a big run. Oh, the knees, not the knees. God, we're going to hell. What a gutsy run call in a big spot from Glenn Dorsey, or Dorsey, whichever Dorsey it is, the play caller for the Bills. Man, we are just going for those ACLs this week. Sean Payton would be proud. 1st and 10. Watch the run. Run. Cut back. There we go. Good D, boys. Good D. The veteran John Jenkins. 2nd and 11. Play action. Roll out. Get over Merrick. Oh, it's a scramble. Step up. squeeze. Whoa. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Maybe our luck is just running out. We get the big Josh Allen turnover-worthy play that we thought maybe we could get, and it almost rolls into the end zone for a touchdown for Connor McGovern. My goodness. Slant, slant, slant. Get him. Get the ball out. Oh, hey, that's a sack for Chris Bolton on the goal line package there. Good defense. Good coverage from Merrick. Okay, watch the slant. Watch the stick route here. Nope, it's going to be a run. Oh, Cook fights into the end zone. Well, that was unfortunate. Couple of tough plays for us go against us there. So we got a 7-point deficit on our opening drive here. Jimmy Garoppolo, been in plenty of playoff games before. Just lean on Josh Jacobs, baby. But we hit him with a draw of our own. They're probably expecting it, but they spread out, so. Look at him go. Look at him go. Again. Can we get this man an Angry Runs t-shirt, Kyle Brandt? Oh no, Jimmy G overthrows. That's such a vintage Jimmy G interception, man. Open wide receiver, overthrown for the pick. Yikes, not the start we hoped for. This is looking like the Raiders team we thought we'd be seeing more often. So we got to go play key moments. We do get them into third down. 3rd and 20, though that is not a given against this quarterback. We're going to see if Hines stays in a block. If he does, oh, come on, Marcus Peters. Yikes. Old man Peters showing his age on that one. Red zone trip. Watch the run. Got a little RPO action. Got to come up with a stop here if we're going to have any punter's chance here. Good hit, but first down. Carving us up. Watch the slant. Slant. Oh, man, is that Kincaid? No, Knox. Yes, that is Kincaid. That's the other Dalton K. Man, what a rough start. Looks like the offense continues to struggle. We got another red zone trip. Whew, this is definitely starting to feel like we are that Giants team or that Vikings team that might have been a little bit of a fluke. Oh, Crosby, come on, you had him. Another third down conversion. Josh Allen on a mission. I mean, we got to hold him to a field goal here. If we don't, this is going to get out of hand. Blitz a little bit from the weak side. They run it to the strong side. Oh, geez. Unnecessary juke almost helped us out, but, man, 20-0. We are toothless right now. We get a drive opportunity right before half. We might have one-on-one with Adams. We'll see what that safety does. No. Can we squeeze it in there? No. 4th and 4, 20-0. We do punt it away, and Jesus, the Bills go and score before half. 34-0. I mean, we were supposed to play a drive there, but this is just brutal. I mean, we knew this was possible against just a better team than us, but oh, come on, we can't even connect on that. This could be our last play of the of the season here. Good catch. We got to go hurry up. We got to start scoring some points. Oh, gosh, what a hit from Poyer. Bills came to play today. Just off again. Another third down. If we do score a touchdown, I mean, this game is still probably over. Mayer drops it. McDaniel keeps wanting to kick the field goal. Coach, what are we thinking here? All right, I think Adams running 6 yards short of the sticks. That's better right there. That's a screen, though. I don't want to call this timeout, but Adams running short of the sticks on the biggest play of the game for the offense. Probably not the best idea. I mean, no one open. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but I think that told us everything we need to know, that we got a long way to go. We can't just run this thing back and assume we're going to get the same results. We won a lot of close games. The defense did a lot of heavy lifting for us. We're encouraged by a lot of the stuff we did, but definitely got to stay realistic about where we're at. Similar to like what the Vikings did and what the Giants did last season. So let's advance to Super Bowl week. We'll see how the playoffs play off here in our realistic world. Chiefs, 49ers. Pretty realistic how this thing played out, I would say, especially into the conference championship round. The Cowboys don't go to the Super Bowl for once in a Madden simulation, so you'll love to see it. I'll make my Super Bowl pick. The 7-seed Chiefs are hot, but I'm going to roll with the 49ers to win this one is my pick. Let's see how that goes, and then we're going to get to the offseason here. And it is the Chiefs winning again. The dynasty in full force in Kansas City. What's this? Yes, Josh. No, it was such a good year, but you fell in love with what? Jamaica? He hung up on me. All right, well, I guess Josh McDaniels has gone off his rocker. So we're going to be having to find a new coach here. That's certainly going to throw a wrinkle in this, but the show must go on. We have been on a run of not the best head coach hires between John Gruden and his fiascos and Josh McDaniels completely failing and apparently not being able to come to grips with that embarrassing loss in Buffalo. So who better to take over as the new head coach of the historic Las Vegas Raiders than Jim Harbaugh, who once upon a time coached across the bay in San Francisco, who is able to accept a head coaching offer for a team in desperate need of a settled-in culture, but also able to escape a scandal at the University of Michigan, getting out just in time. And you know what? Pro scouting is allowed in the National Football League, so no problems there. Offensively, we are going to hire, might not be a popular opinion, but Matt Nagy as our offensive coordinator. I know, but Matt Nagy knows Andy Reid's offense inside and out. I think deserves an opportunity to call his own plays for us in Las Vegas. We can steal him from Kansas City, and I think just deserves a second opportunity after, working with Mitch Trubisky and a Bears offense that wasn't necessarily well equipped for the coach. So Matt Nagy, and of course defensively getting back to some of those 4-3 fronts inspired by the 49ers. That is going to be the defensive playbook, so to speak, here. And Harbaugh will be, kind of the CEO type of coach. I think this is the best hire that the Raiders could come up with in this situation. I don't think Ben Johnson would be all that attracted to this job. I think Harbaugh would be. So that will be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And it does kind of seem like the right pairing. You can just kind of see it, right? Similar to the Gruden hiring, hopefully without the racism. That does take us to the offseason with our new head coach. We do have some staff points here that we can dish out. That does include a couple of new coordinators that we need to bring in here. So we got someone that runs the KC playbook on offense and defensively. Let's see if anybody comes with the... That would work. New York Jets, Robert Saleh. Is there anybody specifically from San Fran? No, I think I'm seeing repeats at this point. Maybe not, but plenty of Robert Saleh. We will go with... Oh, that is Robert Saleh himself. I mean, that would be fun. I didn't realize these guys got fired, but yeah, we will... We'll go with Dan Kugler here. Gives us 328 staff points to delegate here. Let's start with, getting these focus players built up, as this is a bit of a rebuild. It's not going to come cheap, but I think that's important. I think Harbaugh, quarterback himself, I think getting quarterback guru built up here is probably for the best. I think I will go with the accuracy boost here, at least a little bit, all the way up to a throw power boost. So that gives you a nice baseline there. Definitely got to make sure we're able to have X factors for our defense with Max Crosby out there. So there's our staff. Definitely a fascinating storyline ahead here as we have to kind of take a look at what this team really is. We are going to advance to our re-sign stage here. 18 players up. I think we've left this in a state where we kind of know that we're not going to bring a lot of these guys back, especially Marcus Peters. We saw him getting whooped in the playoffs. A lot of vets, a lot of guys from that Belichick coaching tree there. Jakob Johnson in a new system, not going to have as much as a need. We're going to be more of a shotgun run team. I do want to say Bilal Nichols played well for us. He's only 27 years old. I think he would fit well as a 3-tech for us. I think this is probably smart to try to lure him back. He wants, 10.7 over 2 years. I'm okay giving him a decent chunk of change here just because our defensive tackle group is so bad. There's no guarantee we're going to be able to upgrade that. We do have Byron Young, but he does want to stay. So we get him back. And then the other guy, Amik Robinson was fine. Maybe we can bring him back. Tyler Hall is actually 25 years old. I like him, but I think we can let these guys test the market and probably get them back for cheaper. Beyond that, we're going to try to get younger here and reset a new culture with some new players in place here. We do have some upgrades still to go. Star Thomas ends up on the practice squad, but this is all the practice squad guys, so we'll just automate those guys. We'll see if Star Thomas makes the team next year. Could be a fun player to keep an eye on, but let's get to free agency. We do have some money. Now, actually, before we do that, take a look at our team salaries and make decisions on if we want to do anything here. So Jimmy Garoppolo does regress fairly bad, which isn't a big surprise. Was fine last year, but obviously not the player that this team invested in, and his contract is completely off the books this year. This feels like a no-brainer, excuse me, to let this guy go. I don't think you're getting much for him on that contract, but with the new regime, clearly this was McDaniels' guy. Had a great year, or at least a good team win season, but we're going to go in a different direction with the quarterback room. Davantae Adams, I don't think is going to want to stick around for this. We can actually get rid of him. Well, we can avoid these massive cap hits in the future. He's going to be a cap hit, but he obviously is going to have his dissatisfactions with the situation here. He's still 31 years old. We could get a good return for him. If he's unhappy, I think we do take a look at trading him. We'll see. I think when we get to free agency, though, when that opens back up. Hunter Renfroe was actually pretty solid for us this year, so I'm not going to move him quite yet. Kind of feels like a Jim Harbaugh type of guy, so we'll hold on to those guys. As far as anybody else is concerned, we extended Illuminor. We got Max Crosby. He's not going anywhere. Him and Tyree Wilson are still building blocks for us, along with Bilal Nichols there. Jerry Tillery actually could be a big savings here. We will go ahead and let him go. We'll keep Spillane. We don't really have any great options there. And then at cornerback, we have not extended Nate Hobbs yet. I was wrong about that. We'll have to do that. But getting pretty young there with the cornerback room. That's fine. Trayvon Merrick's going to need an extension as well. Marcus Epps, we can clear $3.4 million, but I'm going to wait on that because we don't have any. I mean, we could go with Chris Smith, who I do like. Him and Trayvon Merrick get a little bit younger there. Marcus Epps, 28 years old. It's pretty good savings. I mean, this is the type of realistic approach that we need to have with this team. It's not like Epps did that much for us anyway, so that's going to be kind of our first look at this thing. Let's get to free agency. It's not to say we wouldn't sign anyone, and we'll see what kind of quarterbacks are available. It's not to say we're not going to try to compete, but we're definitely doing the competitive rebuild thing. And I don't think we just got rid of anybody that was a massive part of our plan here. So let's take a look at free agency. I will need to interfere to make sure Gary ends up back on Green Bay because that contract wasn't in there. But other than that, these are all real free agents to be available here. Nothing too crazy. Who's there in the quarterback bin? Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Darnold. Not a huge surprise. So you would think we'd want to sign one of these guys. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that might have some connections to Harbaugh. No one's catching my attention here. Tyler Huntley would have played for his brother in Baltimore. That could be interesting. He could be a guy that maybe could be a bridge starter for us. Let's take a look at Tyler Huntley here. Would definitely be a one-year deal, $4.6 million. I think we bumped that up a little bit because he could potentially start for us, but I think that's a fair deal for a player that might end up starting for us, depending on what our quarterback room looks like for us. Running back, we are set. We don't need to get involved there. Fullback, we'll wait. Now, wide receiver, this is where we want to look at this thing. Gabe Davis does hit the market, which definitely feels realistic. I don't know if the Ravens would want to pay him or not. The Saints unable to afford Raheed Shaheed. With Davantae Adams here, I do think it's realistic that we maybe sign a guy if we want to trade Davantae Adams. We could play hardball with him for sure, but I really think he'd be unhappy here. I'm going to go for Gabe Davis. I think he makes a lot of sense. Going to be looking to be a bigger part of a new offense. He's not necessarily interested, but money talks. What does a very player-friendly deal look like for him? 5 years, $70 million. What about 4 years, $60 million? Can I interest you in that, Mr. Gabe Davis? Yes, I can, in fact. So I do want to see if we can get Gabe Davis first before we cave in to trading Davantae Adams. We'll keep an open dialogue with him, I think is how I would communicate to his agent. My guy here, Colby Parkinson, though, if this is Marcus Whitman, the GM, stepping in here, I am vouching for Colby Parkinson as a tight end 2 for the Raiders. I'm going to try to lowball him a little bit because it doesn't seem like the rest of the NFL is aware of this, but with Hooper leaving, we do need a tight end 2, so I like going after Parkinson there. Now, on the offensive line, we could use another piece, certainly, but we don't necessarily need it. We're good at left tackle. We're good at left guard. Center, we did extend James. And then right guard, we have... Who do we have at right guard? Because I think that's actually a pretty big need after the veteran Van whatever probably left us. Yeah, so we do need a right tackle. Thayer Munford could potentially slide over, as could Illuminor. So I think signing an offensive lineman here definitely makes sense for us. We are going to do that. Because I do want to have, if we end up with a young quarterback here, or for Tyler Huntley, I want to give him the best chance to succeed. So Connor Williams has played some guard. He would be more expensive. You could go with a Graham Glasgow as a cheaper option who is interested. That's not a bad route. The other thing is we could make a push for Tyron Smith as a Band-Aid there, or a Cam Robinson, and then we could slide Illuminor inside. Likewise with a Yosh Nijman or Nyman here who hits the market, 28 years old. That's not bad. We could move Illuminor to guard. He's been just fine there. I don't think he's going to be devastated. He's already been paid at his market at right tackle. Nyman, I think, deserves an opportunity to be a starter, so we'll give him a market deal for a low-end starter. I think that's a fair move right there. That's not going to bury us long term. So that's the offensive line. Defensively, let's see who is available. Our edge group is definitely good. Interior, I would want younger than these guys. Grover, Michael Pierce, Armstead, these guys are all over 30. That's not really consistent with our mission here. I think we might just have to stay young. Let's sort this by age. Although these level players, I don't mind going after a Hinton, who played with Harbaugh at Michigan, but I'm going to hold off for now because we only get 5 negotiations for this first stage. Linebacker, we're actually good. We've got our guys there. Cornerback, again, I would want to get younger, cheaper. We did have our guys hit the market. Let's see. We got David Long. We've got Robertson, and we have Tyler Hall. I like Tyler Hall. He got that speed boost. He's only 25. He didn't get any offers. I'm down to give him a decent contract here. Nothing crazy, but 2 years, about 4 per. I think that's a good starting point. Safety-wise, it looks like there's going to be some options. Epps is going to get a deal there, but it looks like there could be some options here. So those are some good targets out the gate. Let's eval these offers and see where we're at. So we get Hall, we get Nyman. You guys are going to have to check me on if I'm saying that correctly. But let's see. Who else are we targeting? Gabe Davis. We are still the top offer for all these guys. The Lions are getting involved on Gabe Davis. It's definitely scary. Odell Beckham is still out there. He's got 1 offer. It might be smart to talk to Odell as well. Had a so-so year in Baltimore, I feel like. Can we give him a similar deal? Just keep going year to year for Odell? Kind of that nomad wide receiver, journeyman wide receiver. Where are we competitive-wise with that? Detroit. Detroit can't steal both these guys, can they? Sheesh. We might have to withdraw there and just keep our fingers crossed on this deal. I'm willing to bump this up a little bit. Make this closer to 15 per. A little more guarantees on there. That's like 16, 17. Let's go down a little bit more. All right, 66.4. Well, we'll see. I think that'll be good on him, but let's revisit those D tackles and see if there's any younger guys. Chris Hinton, like I said, did play for Michigan. Young player still, 23. He's got 73 block shedding. Could be worth a little chunk of change here. I'm sure he'll like that deal. His former coach hooking him up. And then how about James Lynch as well? Would be more of a D tackle for us, but he's interested in playing here. We can probably lowball him here a good bit. We'll go 2 years, $3 million. So we'll go with those and advance. All right, what do we got? We got everybody but Gabe Davis. So this is where it gets tough because we don't really have a wide receiver. Did Odell sign? Okay, Odell did not sign. So we can now ramp it up for Odell. Odell wants 2 years. I'm down to go 2 years, Odell, but I'm not going to go a heavy bonus there because I want to be able to get out of this if your knee acts up and you can't hang. We'll go with this contract. I mean, are the Lions really going to sign both Odell and Gabe Davis? Maybe they will. I like the idea of Shaheed, but to me, it doesn't feel very realistic. If we're trying to keep this realistic, I feel like they probably would re-sign him in New Orleans, so I don't want to cheat the system there. But yeah, let's see, I guess, how advance goes here. If we can at least get Odell to clarify if we can have somebody to trade away Davantae here. And no. Not yet, at least. Did he go with Detroit? Yes, he did. So Detroit loading up at wide receiver because that makes sense. They did let Josh Reynolds go. I mean, it's not a bad signing for us. We need a perimeter wide receiver either way. I guess if Reynolds is interested, we'll give him a 1-year deal. I'm not going to pay him much, but you know. We need somebody that can play on the outside for us. I do like going after Geno Smith, though, as we turn towards that safety hole. Did I say Geno Smith? Geno Stone. It's just a matter of, do we want to play Chris Smith or do we want to sign Geno Stone, who would be probably a starter over that? I'm having second thoughts about that. I think I'd rather go for almost like a Ronnie Harrison or Rudy Ford, like someone that would be more of a third safety, a complimentary safety, as opposed to an actual starter there. And, I mean, Taylor Rapp, I know he only has 84 speed, but he's a smart locker room guy on a 1-year deal. I don't hate throwing him an offer. He would be a backup to us, but in kind of a nice role for us. Jaron Kearse, another guy that could be that player for us as a box safety. But I'm going to start with Taylor Rapp there, and we'll see if he likes the offer. Let's eval our offers. Okay, the Jets are getting involved on a low ball offer. Is Kearse still? Kearse still has 0, so I'll give Kearse a little bit more there. And the first one to sign with us is going to be your winner. Neither have signed yet. I like how the AI is getting involved on some low ball offers with us. So we've got to advance. And have we gotten Josh Reynolds yet? I forgot to check in on him. Because we're going to have to make a decision. I mean, we're the best offer still. We're going to have to make a decision on Davantae here as we approach the draft. I'm just not quite ready to do it yet. It's not like the free agent market is shaking up teams' needs at wide receivers. There wasn't many great guys available anyway. We did get Colby Parkinson, by the way. But, yeah, we're still the top offers here. Some of these guys signed. All right, we got Reynolds, and we did not get the safety, but at least that solves our wide receiver answer. And then Kearse has chosen the Bengals. So, you know, we kind of struck out with those two safeties. I still think we need a guy like that. So how about Ronnie Harrison Jr.? 1-year offer. I think he'll take that. It's the money he wanted. It's just not the length he wanted. I do just want to scan if there's any young linebackers here, just so I'm not missing out. Cam McGrone did play for Harbaugh at Michigan, so I like that as another. We'll give him a similar deal to what we gave Hinton. He doesn't hate it. He doesn't love it. But he could be a good thumper. Okay, we got both of those guys. All right, so a nice, smooth free agency. Let's deal with the Davantae Adams situation. I mean, the New York Jets would make a ton of sense if Rodgers is still here. I may have screwed that whole thing up. I screwed it up, but we're just going to pretend, oh my God, they signed Sam Darnold back. You can't make this stuff up. We're just going to pretend Aaron Rodgers rushed his recovery back and it didn't go so well. And he re-aggravated it and he said, no, I'm done. I'm going to go, do my Hollywood thing. Not the most unbelievable thing in the world, but I think that sells the whole, Davantae Adams to the Jets idea. But that doesn't mean there aren't teams that would be itching at the bit to get Davantae Adams. I think the Indianapolis Colts, with year 2 of Anthony Richardson here, giving him a weapon could be something they could look for. The New York Giants, definitely in need of a wide receiver. The Green Bay Packers, does he want to go home? Play with Jordan Love, who had a good year in Green Bay. The Panthers, Bryce Young needs a wide receiver. I mean, that could be a really fun destination. And this group is looking brutal. Looks like Adam Thielen retired. That might be it right there. Let's get on the phone with the Carolina Panthers. So they do have this is probably the most of what we're getting for a 31-year-old wide receiver is pick 33, which is basically the first pick in the first round pick. That's worth a lot. I think that plus a third round next year is pretty good capital. I also wonder if they would return Terrace Marshall in the trade here because he's clearly going to be buried yet again here and just hasn't really worked out. They still have Mingo there, but I think Marshall would be the one they'd want to move. So I like this idea. We get a couple of big picks and an option at wide receiver, a new opportunity for him. Now, I might have to fleece this a little bit because the cap situation, but let's just interfere and make that happen. I'll just reduce his contract manually because IRL, they'd be able to figure that out. So I just knocked some salary off of his deal there, and hopefully that's enough. It is just enough. Now, as far as Davantae, I think just getting out of this situation will be good for him. I think getting to play with Bryce Young would be a cool opportunity. Oh, nope, it wasn't enough. Hold on. But, I think Adams knows they could turn things around down there, putting a wide receiver like that with an exciting young quarterback like Bryce Young. So exciting things all around. I think, those are some good picks to get. Excited to have Terrace Marshall here, too. And I think we had a pretty good free agency as well. So let's go ahead and advance to the next stage. We can look at some focus players, look at our draft position, all that. Now, we're obviously not in the Caleb Williams Drake May sweepstakes, but wouldn't that be cool if J.J. McCarthy were to just kind of fall right into our lap as the 5th quarterback here? That's a kind of convenient little deal there with Jim Harbaugh coming in here. The mock drafts actually don't have a lot of quarterbacks going early. It's going to be interesting. They actually have us taking Bo Nix, who's the 3rd-ranked quarterback. I bet Jim Harbaugh would like his guy in McCarthy there with the 22nd pick. Then you have that 33rd pick. That could be a very, very fascinating little deal there. We do get to pick our private workouts. We might as well use those. Our biggest needs outside of quarterback, which we have these guys scouted pretty well. Wide receiver is going to be a big need there. I don't think we're getting Marvin Harrison, but let's look at some of these other guys here. We're looking for perimeter options, 6'5", Eli Donaldson. So the rest of these guys are going to be fictional players, but a 4'3", 6'5" wide receiver with a spectacular catch, B release. Okay, sir. you have my attention. That could be a good return for Davantae Adams, potentially. There's another big-bodied guy here out of northern Iowa, Lamar Cook. Not quite as fast. Still good ratings. Got Pat Chamberlain here, a smaller kind of Brandon Cooks type. But D-release, yeah, not so sold on him. Dion Newkirk, 6'3", out of Clemson. Slow, though. I do think O-line could still be a need here for us, so let's take a look at Max Bibbs here out of Ohio State. So heresy for Harbaugh to go for him, but looks like a great athlete, has big strength. These kind of the Kansas City scheme that we're bringing in here has always been cool with big-bodied tackles, so we'll take a look at him. And how about with the Big Ten theme here? Marginal strength, though, from the big-bodied guy out of Wisconsin. Not as big of a fan of that. Here's another one, Darius Overstreet out of Wisconsin. Now, we do need defensive tackles and linebackers. We need a lot of stuff here. So, anyone else? Well, we got these guys scouted pretty damn well. This guy looks good out of Utah, DeMarcus Claiborne. Good athlete. We just don't know what his finesse moves are. That looks like a winner right there. So we'll go Claiborne. We'll go with Max Bibbs. And we'll go with Eli Donaldson as our focus players there. We'll see if that even works. Who even knows? Didn't used to work. But let's advance to the draft week. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Donaldson here, not the best route runner, but I definitely think should be at the top of our target list there for the top of the first round there. If we don't get him, it does drop off. You know, maybe we consider some of these other guys in second, like mid-second, early third, but he looks good. Max Bibbs does come in with almost complete evaluation, but he looks damn good. Like, I would be very happy with him, and he's a projected 2-3 rounder, so that could be big for our O-line. And then Claiborne looks like a beast. So, you know, those are going to be some good options for us. This Vernon George as well. We haven't even really looked at the corners, but I think we can kind of eyeball this as well as we go. And Andrew Taylor here looks like a freak, 6'3". Great speed. I mean, he's someone we might even consider with that Panthers pick. A-man coverage. I mean, my goodness, that guy looks incredible. So we'll keep an eye on those kind of focus players there. But let's begin the draft. I think we definitely have our eyes on one of these quarterbacks at 22. We have 5 in this draft class. Just to kind of show them real quick before we start, we have obviously May and Williams, but Nix, Penix, McCarthy. I feel pretty good about Nix and McCarthy. Penix, I'm not as excited about, but hopefully either Nix or McCarthy would be there, and we'll get a sense as we go if we have to move up for somebody. But I'm pretty confident based on the mock drafts that one of those guys is going to be there for us at 22. And kind of how the NFL has approached kind of staying away from some of these mid-ish quarterback prospects, I think there's a decent chance. So let's start the draft. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to just kind of skip ahead. We do have Marvin Harrison with Justin Fields now in Chicago. They stand by Fields and get a star pass rusher out of UCLA, so they'll be interesting getting that 1-2 pick combination. The Broncos end up with Caleb Williams, so no trade-up scenario, but Caleb to our interdivision Broncos. That will be fascinating. The Patriots take Brock Bowers. Hey, I could see it. The Vikings cornerback. Really just waiting to see at this point if quarterbacks come off the board. So far, so good. Drake May goes all the way at 9. So these teams staying away from QBs in this world. That bodes well for us. As long as one of those two guys doesn't come off the board here, we're going to stay put. And if we can stay put, that's a dream for us. Looking good. I think we're in the clear, but let's just stay safe. Falcons might do it. No, they do take Donaldson, though. But I think we make our pick here at 22. And the question is it Bo Nix? Is it going to be J.J. McCarthy? Everyone would be very surprised if it wasn't McCarthy, but let's consider Nix, who is the higher-rated prospect. He's got good athleticism, solid throw power, good accuracy. The awareness is a B, so like he's pretty solid. It's just the arm talent potentially limiting the upside there. Penix, like I said, I wasn't quite as impressed with his profile here. Does have great throw power, but he is an older prospect, 24 years old, as opposed to McCarthy, who Harbaugh's familiar with, obviously. I think that makes it a little more of a no-brainer there. Good athlete, good throw power, decent accuracy. The awareness, though, at his age, pretty low. But with a high break sack, high play action, this is kind of the traitsy option here. I think this is the pick right here. It seems like a no-brainer. So we're going to go McCarthy. Does have normal dev, but the traits are good, and it'll be fun to work with him. But then I've got my eyes set on this next pick. I don't think we need to trade up for either the tackle or the cornerback. So we have the 22nd pick in the second round. Max Bibbs is the top left tackle. He looked incredible, but so did this cornerback, Andrew Taylor. I'm considering trading up for Andrew Taylor, but I think we take Max Bibbs right here, and I think he might be a star offensive lineman. So let's take him, and he does have normal dev. That's unfortunate. We'll see how good he is, though, because he looked like he had great ratings. I don't mind getting aggressive to come up for this corner. I don't think Chicago is going to take him. I don't think the Saints are going to take him. I don't think the Patriots would. They take a running back. Now, Vikings, Cardinals, Giants, Packers, these guys definitely could. So this is where I'm going to try to trade up. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, without a third-round pick this year, I think would certainly consider trading down in this situation. So if we go right here and we go our third-round pick next year, and how about we give you a 5th and a 7th round pick? So 4 picks to come up here. Trade accepted. It's a lot to give up, but I think this is going to be worth it. This cornerback looked like a top 15 talent for us. This feels like coming up for Joey Porter Jr. And there it is. Does have star. I'm excited for this one. Great athletic ability. This is going to be worth it. So after the trade up, I am going to advance and look at wide receiver with this mid-third round pick. Hopefully there's somebody. That Lamar Cook is still there, the other 6'5" option, who's not as fast but is big. He's got decent enough speed. It's fascinating to consider a 6'5" wide receiver. We do have more of a speedy option here. Does have C release, but a decent run blocker. I think that's going to be our best bet. The rest of these guys don't really stand out to me. We did look at Pat Chamberlain. He does have really good athletic tools. Does have good deep route running, but we also have Trey Tucker, who we drafted, who's probably even faster. I think Cook is going to be our guy here. And he does have hidden dev. 90 speed, 91 excel. Man, that's kind of a beast right there, man. Good pick. Now we got to wait till the 4th round. If that other wide receiver's still there, we'll take him. I don't think he will be, though. No, he's gone. So let's turn our attention to the defense. How about an interior piece? Kind of a pass rush specialist here, Spencer Macklin. I mean, B finesse moves, up to B power moves. What's his athleticism? 6'4". He's 21 years old. He's a pretty good athlete. He's got great acceleration. I don't hate that. Any DNs? Now, isn't that a weird build? 5'11", 248 out of Georgia, 21 years old. insane. This seems like one of those outlier prospects. Insane explosiveness. He has A, power moves. He's a projected UDFA, so we don't have to take him now. He's kind of a weird, like, outlier prospect, like almost like a oh god, what was the Eagles Browns Gennard Avery. Yeah, that's fascinating. The other option would be like a linebacker or a safety. It's kind of a thumping guy there. We don't really need edge pieces, so I think we'll take that. If you can get a functional rotational pass rusher that we can kind of bring in certain packages, which we like to do here in the 4th round, that's not bad. We'll see what his full package looks like. Quote TFG, I said it. We're looking at men's packages here. If we could recuperate a pick next year, can we get a 6th from anybody? Can get a 6 from Washington here? We'll do that. Just I don't want to, I want to make sure we got some decent capital next year. We pick again at 13. I will make this pick. I want to take that guy from Georgia if he's still there. Also, this Joel Pace was a projected 1st rounder. He's still here. We should at least look. Yeah, that's why. I mean, could he play safety? He's got C zone. Probably not. Shoot, I think our guy went. We'll have to see. We'll have to see who he was, where he went. I don't mind this Devin Dupree guy. We signed Harrison Jr., the other big-bodied safety out of Alabama. This could be a nice kind of pipeline there. He's big, 6'2", 217. He's got great strength, good hit power, potentially up to an A. And it doesn't say... Yes, does have the big hitter trait. Physical player who delivers big bone-crushing hits. So we're going to go Kevin Dupree there. 88 speed there is pretty good. Potentially could be a linebacker convert too. So that'll be our final pick of the draft. Let's see how good these guys are. So McCarthy's a 70. Very workable despite the normal dev. Yeah, Max Bibbs, 72 for a rookie. He could potentially start over Nyman, who we signed. But normal dev is definitely unfortunate. Maybe we could find a way to get that up to star if he plays well. But Jesus, Andrew Taylor, 77. That's going to be one of the steals of the draft. I didn't look what it said for his true talent, but moving up for him, great move. And then Lamar Cook, only a 69 overall, but we might have to start him because that is a profile right there. Spencer Macklin, only a 63 overall here, does have 84 acceleration, 87 strength, and he's got, let's see, 72 finesse moves. So he's kind of like a speed rush specialist on the inside, which is nice to have for certain situations. And then that safety is not bad there for a 7th round pick. Devin Dupree, I like the name. Let's see if we can find that defensive end. Damn, 71 overall. We missed out, man. He's got 79 power moves. Oh, man, that would have been fun. We were so close to getting him, too. He went at the end of the 6th. That's a bummer. Only 21 years old, too. But we'll live without him. We got Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby. So that is going to do it for this episode. A very fascinating offseason. This is going to be a very fun year, too. Team that won 11 games last year. Obviously, some shakeup. There's going to be some different takes and expectations for this team. But it's going to be fun either way. Really looking forward to the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying. Please do hit that like button if you are. And we'll see you for the next one. Peace out.